Let's get it on. The headband. That is. And I have been up since 7. I did even wake up earlier than that. Because I did hold a stock overnight, which it honestly didn't make a difference. I could have just traded it this morning. But sometimes you don't know. The stock I'm watching, I actually have several positions open. I'm not gonna lie to you at the moment. But the specific stock I'm talking about yesterday had some pretty big news. It's, I believe, let's see. Before I say anything, I want to say it's a wait, there it is. Preclinical stage company, so it's a biotech stock, and they had some pretty big news about an ovarian cancer drug that showed, I think it's just preliminary studies, but it showed I think 100% reduction in, I want to say it was late stage ovarian cancer tumors, which is pretty remarkable to have those results. So they still need to do more studies, but that's pretty big news. Good morning, Brandon and Constantine and Tampa Bay Matt. Welcome. So that's Erna. I have a moderately sized position in that right now. It did appear that this stock was being diluted quite a bit yesterday. So we'll see if that's the case again today. I also saw that some people were shorting it. So even though, and this happens a lot with biotech stocks, even though they have fantastic news, they can still go down, which is very frustrating. But it is, is to be expected. So you just have to watch out for that. So it does appear to be having some dilution. So we'll see what today has. One level I saw on this when I went to the 4-hour chart was like 860-ish. So it could possibly get to that if it's not being held down too much. The pre-market high was 755 this morning, so we'll see what happens. It is going down right now. So we'll see what happens. Brandon says, my goddess, how was the rest of your workout? Are you talking about my swim? Because Brandon was with me for my pull workout yesterday, and then I went for a swim after that. I got to the pool a little late, so I didn't get to do my whole swim, which sucks, but I did already walk almost 4 miles and then did an hour of pull and then the swim. So it probably would have been a little bit too much to do all of that anyways. So, but it was good. And then when I get there late, it kind of pushes me to go faster because I'm trying to get all my laps in. So they always tell me when I get there, they're like, it's going to close in like 20 or 30 minutes. I'm like, I know. Makes me swim faster. So, sometimes I like to pretend like I'm surfing, because when you're surfing, you have to swim fast to get past the waves. You don't have a choice. But I don't go surfing in Florida. There's too many sharks. Pardon me. And I did get my nails and my toes done yesterday. You probably saw the color already. Did I record my pull workout? It's on my fitness channel. Fit with Fiore. Under the lives, that's where my pull workouts go. Let's see. Yep, we're gonna stick with the gluten. That is the plan. So the other stocks I'm looking at right now are RMSG, which has been a little tricky. The thing, it was doing well until it got to 189, and then it pulled back, and then it kind of went up a little bit, and now it's pulled back again. The problem I'm seeing, it had a nice move from like 131 to 189, but I would just like to see a little bit more continuation on some of these stocks. I feel like after the initial move, they kind of, And that what I'm seeing with ERNA is it gets to a certain level, like 7, or let's see what the other levels were, like 720. I think it got to 750. Yeah, 755 this morning. And then it pulls way back. And that's what I don't like. That's what makes it a little sketchy. If it's just going to do a little pullback, that's one thing. But when it pulls back that much, it kind of feels like the move is done. Like right now, it's pulled all the way back to 670 from 750. Like, it's just annoying. It might be bouncing off the 50 moving average. We'll see. Ankus says, Goddess, can I please send on the TH app? I cannot tell you what to do on this platform, so you have to do it all by your big self. But it is optional. Ah, I did not mean to. Oops. I did not mean to take that much out. What do I do with it? I'm trying to put it back in the bottle. Ugh. But yes, you can. I have gifts on there as well. I just don't know if I can say the platform on here because YouTube gets all pissed off. Wow, now it's all the way back down to 650 WTF. The fuck? Well, I did get out half my position already with some profit. And do I stay in or do I get out? That is the question. I don't like the profit coming down. Anthony is on his knees. Let's do a kneeling check. Everybody else, get on your knees. Let me know in the chat if you are here. Hello to Sean and Jenny and Subi. What was the question? What is the suspicious looking thing on my sink? What's suspicious? I see brushes and hair products. What are you looking at, weirdo? Can you describe this strange looking thing? My toothbrush? Is that weird? You weirdos. Anywho. Let me rub this in before it dries on my face. And we'll have to move into the other room. My goodness. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with Erna. Down to 665. Very annoying. I should have sold with more profit and then bought back in, but you don't know what's going to happen. I thought it was going to keep going up. So we'll see what happens with this. It did have some nasty flushes yesterday, so I do want to be careful. I don't want to get caught in that shit. I can tell you that. All right. Let's do a sock check. Everybody in the chat, what kind of socks do you think I'm wearing? Or did you cheat already when I got up? Hello, Justice and Matt. Okay. Sock check. What am I wearing? MCQ. I don't know who you are or why you're asking me about advice for your family member who has breast cancer. I wish you the best, but I am not a doctor. I don't know why you're asking me for advice about that. That's kind of strange. Maybe talk to your family and friends. Jonathan says I have red socks on. I mean, maybe if I knew who you are, I might want to talk about it a little bit, but I've never seen you before, and that's very strange to be bringing that up in the chat. And anybody watching this, you should always be wary of someone who talks about stuff like that who you don't even know. A lot of scammers do stuff like that. Matt says yellow ankle socks. Swimming is hoping for dirty white socks. You're wrong. You're all wrong so far. Anybody else? Non-married socks? That's a weird thing to say. David is very excited to see the socks. Let's see the socks. Well, I'll show you if somebody guesses it. Mike says lots of stalkers out there. Be careful. You don't have to tell me. I've had a stalker before I ever started doing any of this. You can get a stalker at any point too. Just walking down the street. They're out there. That's why I have a gun. Matt says white ankle socks. Druz says he knows the answer, but why hasn't he just said the answer if he knows it? Lamar says he doesn't care about socks. Who cares about socks? Well, he obviously doesn't understand foot fetishes and financial domination, but he'll learn. Lots of men like socks, actually. Druz says black ankle socks. He is the winner. Elle was hoping for navy ankle. Nope, they're black. I will show you. Black. Black ankle socks with a hair on the bottom. It's a mohair. He, this is why my dog is spoiled. After, like, we go for our walk and he gets fed, he knows I'm talking about him. After he goes for the walk and gets fed, he likes to get back in my bed, and because he thinks like he owns the whole bed. So I usually try to move the stairs out of the way so he can't get up there, but he tries to sneak up there before I can move the stairs, and he did today. And then if I tell him to get down, he doesn't like that, so he growls at me and snaps at me. And I should have made him get down, but he was just too cute. He's been very cute this morning. So he's still there. I'll show you. But this is the problem. This is why he's so, look at him. He's so cute. He's just sitting on the bed. Did you like your walk this morning? Yeah, you did. Anyways, that's my spoiled ass dog. He was very cuddly this morning. Constantine says Florida is good for thigh-high wool socks. I think not, you silly. Also, I was wondering if Constantine watched my last video. I thought you would get a kick out of that. He gets that, you know. I have fun when I'm making my videos. It's kind of, oh, GLE. This is another stock I'm in, and it just popped back up. I think it's at 71 cents right now. I think this thing's going to go to $1 or $1.30. That is my rough prediction. We'll see what happens, but it just had a little zoom up. So we'll see what happens with it. He has an 11-hour difference where he is. That's quite the difference. I think you're going to get a kick out of that video. It's quite funny. And of course, the girly men love it. Sean is asking me how much I bench. I don't bench. I pole dance. First of all. And second of all, I talked about women bench pressing. What was it, yesterday? And to each his own, if that's the look somebody's going for. I know I'm a little bit more on the athletic side. So I'm purposely not trying to bench press because I enjoy also having boobs. And I don't think bench pressing is a good exercise for women, personally. If you're going for a very athletic, muscular look, which I'm not, I know I'm naturally athletic. It is what it is. Let me just do that a little bit. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about today, well, let me finish talking about stocks. The other one I'm in right now is RMSG. And this is another one that had a nice little move from around 130-ish to 189. And then it pulled back. It went back up to 182, I believe. Yes. And now it's pulled back again. So it's just not having like good continuation. That's what I would like to see. But, you know, is the stock market going to do what I want it to do? No. So it is what it is. Yeah, let's do some brown stick today. But the other thing I want to talk about today, what foot size am I? I'm a size 9, sometimes 8.5. I found actually, this is kind of weird, but when I was pole dancing a lot, my feet shrank a little bit, maybe from pointing my toes all the time and like, I don't know, using my feet more, wearing shoes, but my feet were a little bit smaller when I was pole dancing. I didn't know that could happen, but I can tell you from experience that it can. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, if it's like a ballet flat or something, it'll be like an 8.5. Most other shoes, it's a 9. Sneakers, 9. Oops, there's a fuzz in my hair. Come here. There. What platform do I trade on? I trade on Webull. I like the desktop for looking at like charts, and ideally it's best to have hotkeys set up where you can just push like Control S or whatever, and you can get in and out of a trade that way. I used to have them set up on my computer for another platform, but I don't have them on my computer for this platform. So I just do the actual trades. I like the interface. I don't know if that's what you call it, but the trading interface on my phone. So the only problem with that is it takes me a few more seconds to get in and out of trades. So that's not ideal. That's why the hotkeys are very helpful, because you can get in and out more quickly. But I just like the way it looks on my phone for the trades. So that's just my personal preference. People are always going to have their opinions about, well, a lot of things. And another stock I'm in is in ELPW. This one has had not much volume for the last couple days, but it has random spikes, and I hear the borrow rate is getting very high on it. So chatter says that this could go up a lot more. So that's kind of more, I don't usually do swing trades, but that is more of a swing trade for me. So I have a small position in there. David says blood pools in feet for people who don't exercise. I don't know about the blood, but it could be more like swelling, like fluid, interstitial fluid or something. I don't know about the blood. Let me do a little. We are going to do a little eyelash curl today, even though I did do the lash lift the other day. Here's my lighter. Oops. Justice says, dumb question, why pole dancing? Because it's fun and it's hard. I started pole dancing about 16 or 17 years ago. And I used to do competitions and own a studio. And I taught for about 9 years. Still teach on and off. That's still a little hot. It would burn my eyelid. There we go. Nancy was based out of China, only spoke Chinese. Okay, well, peace out to her. Do I have any favorite trading books I would recommend? I have a whole YouTube playlist. That's how I learned most of my trading. I do have one stock book I bought many years ago, but it's more for investing. It's not really so much about day trading. So you can check out my playlist here. I did add, yesterday I was talking about the videos that I use to set up my scanner on Thinkorswim. And I did add those 2 videos on the playlist yesterday. Oh, this is a pretty color, but the stuff stinks. It smells really bad. I'm kind of tempted to throw it away because it stinks. I can't handle it. All right, let's see what the hair looks like today. Oh, who doesn't love a good head scratch? Okay, let's move along. We will travel. Oh wait, I need to get my teeth. Oh, I need to put my shoes on. Shoes? And actually, I want to change. We'll just leave these shorts on. I'm too lazy to change. We're gonna leave them on. I have to wash my hands. Maybe this is the suspicious thing you saw. This is my bathing suit. Oops. And I dropped it on the floor. It's drying from yesterday. Is that what you thought was suspicious? You strange people. Meaning of the YouTube name. What does that even mean? I don't understand your question. Meaning of the title of this video? Meaning of one of my YouTube videos? Care to explain yourself so it makes sense? Oops. Help if I could tie my shoe. There we go. All right. Now I just need to get some tea and we're ready. So funny when people think I'm drinking bourbon. Yes, I'm drinking bourbon at 8:30 in the morning. I guess some people do though. I think I already had this heated up and then I forgot to put it in the cup. We're gonna do strawberry rose again today. There it is. You guys are always asking about my tea. Strawberry rose. It's delicious, but it's quite strong. So we only let it seep for a little bit. I can take my gummy vitamins while we're here. Wow. All right, that's probably hot enough. I already did it earlier. All righty. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Those gummy vitamins are so good. All right. Let us proceed. Yeah. What's this? ERNA has a massive wall at, I think, 703. Let me scroll up. 705. I think it's still getting diluted or whatever. How annoying. All right, let me fire everything up here. And then I'll check that again. We will let the tea seep for another minute. GLE, I thought it was doing something and now it looks like it's dead. That's what I'm talking about. It's got a lot of high volume green candles on the 5-minute chart, and then it's just like peters out. I don't know why. What is going on? Maybe people are still shorting shit. Okay. Watch. Yes, it's charged. No, it is not Mother's Day. I believe that's on Sunday. All right, let me turn on the other streams here. Mark says he wishes me a happy Mother's Day. I mean, I'm a fur mom. I don't know if that counts, but it's not Mother's Day yet. But I guess I'll take an early Mother's Day well wish. Dee Dee says I'm beautiful. Thank you for that. Let me see if this stream is working. What is that roulette thing for? New to the channel, no worries. I'm a financial dominatrix and I have a wheel that people can spin as well as a dartboard. It's a $5 super chat and it's got various financial domination related things on there, such as tribute amounts, which is just money, and then different activities that are financial domination related. SPH, CBT. If you're not, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you can go Google it because I can't expressly talk about it here. Oops. Okay, it is working. Where's the? All right, we're gonna X out of this now. Nope, I didn't mean the plus sign. I meant X. And then we will load this up. We'll see if Ken comes back today. Ken did a little financial drain in the chat yesterday. And if the person that was asking the question a little while ago was asking about the title of this video, it was because I wanted to talk about what Ken did yesterday. So Ken was on one of my adult platforms that I'm also streaming on right now. Oh shit, I need to refresh. And he is a financial submissive who wanted to do a drain yesterday. So we did a drain live on the channel here. And I like what he did because he only had so much on his account at a time, and he was doing small increments of money. You know that generally when I do drains, I do push people to send a little bit more money each time, but I also respect limitations. And in his case, he wanted to do smaller sends, and that was fine. So he was doing small amounts at a time, every few seconds really. And when he was out, then he would reload his account. And I liked that he was only loading so much in his account at a time. He didn't start with like a large amount and then just completely send it all. So that was kind of where I was going with the title of this video today. Was I thought that was a very smart thing to do. And I know, if you're familiar with financial domination, a lot of findoms, well, first of all, financial ruin is a fantasy where men say that they want their whole bank account drained and all their savings and all this stuff. And that is a fantasy that some people have. And it may sound weird if you don't have that fantasy, but taking the tea bag out. That is a fantasy that a lot of financial submissives have. So when you hear people say stuff like that, they may not necessarily be actually doing it. Some people are. It's hard to know sometimes what is fantasy and what people are really talking about, if they're serious or not. It can be a little tricky to understand. But outside of fantasy, if you know me, you know that I think it's very important to respect people's boundaries, excuse me, and limitations, and to not make people go bankrupt and all that type of thing. So I thought what he did was very smart. I thought that was a very smart way of my back scratchers. Putting kind of guardrails in place so that you don't overdo it. Mo was here a second ago, but I don't know where he went. Constantine said snapping finger thing was funny. Yeah, so I would say that's like a fetish, no, a kink in itself is like snapping fingers. That's like a trigger for some financial submissives. As is giving people like the L, the loser, that's like a whole kink that people have, as well as the middle finger, which I don't like giving people the middle finger. I just feel like it's kind of, I've always said I feel like it's kind of childish. Enjoy, welcome. Luckily, I haven't seen what Tom's been doing, but if I catch him doing some stupid shit, he'll be gone permanently, for sure. Let me check the chat and see. Hello, John. Oh, Poke King just watched my last video about the undergarments and he enjoyed it. Yes, the girly men love that video, I'm sure. I made that for you. Actually, I learned a lot about not just the girly men, but the cross-dressers too. When I did my interview with, I don't remember what the name was. I remember the face, but it wasn't, was it Jay? Not like Jay the pay pig, but Jay. I don't know. I did an interview with the older guy, crossdresser that I did the interview with a while back. And he made me realize that even crossdressers do enjoy like a little bit of humiliation when being instructed on dressing. So that's why I add the a little bit of that into the videos because I know that's appealing. And of course it's fun. So win-win. Hello to Larry. He says, "My God. What are we talking about here?" Well, at the moment, I was talking about the last video I posted and girly men versus crossdressers and why and how they enjoy humiliation. That's still a little warm. Matt says, "Do you like talking to men that are on the same playing level as you, where you are not the dom?" I'm not quite sure I understand your question. Maybe try to rephrase it a little bit. Jeremy says, "I remind him of Emma Stone. It's the first Emma Stone comment of the day." I feel like I get that at least once a day, maybe sometimes twice a day. So I'm currently watching GLE, which is a penny stock, uh, RMSG, also a penny stock, and ERNA, which is a biotech stock, not a penny stock. Had big news yesterday, may see another run today. But I do feel like it's being held down. What's the word I'm looking for? I forget. Anyways, it's being held down. Bubba has the same wheel. How lovely. All right, I'm gonna hop on the treadmill. Let me start up my watch and put the treadmill in place. Oops. I'm a little late getting on the treadmill, but I did a lot yesterday, so I'm still gonna do a workout today. Not on the fitness channel because it's Thursday. Oh, and before I forget, what am I, ugh, end? Good morning, Lorenzo. Were you the one that was here last time I was talking about the movie Lorenzo's Oil? I love that movie. And yes, what I was going to say, let me move my slippers. Ugh. Okay. And treadmill. There we go. And man, I can already tell I'm going to get hot under all this hair. It does get hot under all this hair. All right. Let's see if the treadmill's on today because, you know, yesterday I freaked out and thought it was broken and it was just off. It is on. All right, we're going to do the faster pace again today. I'm going to go for 3.2. Gotta work out all the squeaks. This waistband is annoying, so we're gonna fold it. There we go. Okay. So, what I was gonna say was that on Friday, which is tomorrow, I'm going over to Casey's house and we're gonna do a live stream together. I don't know the time yet. I gotta figure that out. But a lot of you have been requesting that. And I think we're probably going to do it around, I'm going to say like 4 p.m. roughly. All right, our RXT is popping up on the scanner, and this has already popped up earlier. So let's just see rack space technology, if that's anything. Oh my. That was the treadmill. RXT, oops, that's not what I wanted. I'm pulling it up on my other chart. RXT, whoops. It would help if my keyboard worked. Larry says, my hair looks incredible this morning. Thank you for that. Yes, RXT is having a nice little move from 213. to almost $4, so almost 100% move. It did have quite a big red candle initially on the 5-minute chart, but then it really started coming around. I'm going to do a 4-hour chart and see if there's any previous levels here that I can look at and maybe give you some info on it and some info about the rest of the stocks I'm looking at here. Going back. Okay. What the hell? Wow, I gotta go back quite a ways for the stock to have been this high. Let me write this down. This piece of paper is about done. RXT. I see a level at 528. I see a level at 606. I see a level at 630, 640-ish, and 735. So, but this is very high. Let's see if this thing has news or anything. Let's see what's going on here. RXT is the stock I'm talking about. Okay. Let me plug it in. RXT. Let's see what we can find out about this stock. ERNA looks like it might be coming back up a little bit. We'll see. RXT, my goodness. Okay, so it has a 98 million share float, which is much higher than what I usually trade. I usually trade under 50 million. It has a 22% short float, so perhaps this is a short squeeze since it had that drop earlier and now it's rising like this, or are shorts pumping it up to drop it down? I'm not sure. Relative volume is 0.37. News was at 8:14 a.m. and it was just an earnings snapshot, which doesn't sound very exciting. But I think this was also today that it signed a deal with AMD to establish a new category of governed enterprise AI infrastructure. So that sounds like pretty big news. And it's based out of San Antonio, Texas. So it is an American stock, which is good. So this thing could keep going, really. Although, like I said, it is a very high short float, or it is a very high float, which I don't usually trade. So if I see a little pullback and continued volume, then I will consider a trade. It does have quite hot. Let's see what the volume is. The last few 5-minute candles is 600,000 and 600,000, 600,000, three over 600,000 share candles. So that is quite high volume. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm going to keep it on my radar. I see Constantine having to time out a lot of people. Are we having a lot of trolls today again? Where do these people come from? Oh yeah, their mom's basement. Didn't you people teach your mom teach you that if you don't have something nice to say, then just don't talk because nobody wants to hear it? Poke King says yes, loss of a one. I'm glad I'm not seeing it. Constantine knows it puts me in a bad mood. He's a very good moderator. All right. I think, do I want to take a small position? It's coming down a little bit. We'll let it come down a little bit. Level 2 is kind of mixed. What time is it? 8:52. Yeah, we're gonna give this a minute to kind of see what it does. Pre-market high is exactly $4. So I think at this point, probably want to see it break $4 for a continued move. Better watch what I'm doing so I don't fly off the treadmill. It's gonna happen one of these days. I've told you this many times. Let me check my other platform and see if who we got there. We'll see if Ken comes back today. He was quite enamored. He was messaging me after the drain yesterday, and I'm sure he'll be back for more very soon. Okay, GLE and ERNA are having a little increase in volume and movement, which is splendid. Miss Me went way over the line. I'm glad I didn't see it. I will be checking the chat a little bit more. Hello, Leemore. Welcome. If I'm able to, and if I see those people, then I will hide them permanently. Constantine, I don't think you can do that, right? You just time people out for like a short time. I think if I want to hide people permanently, I have to do it on my end, is my understanding. Aw. You guys are so cute to each other. I love it. Poke King says thank you to Constantine. I don't know who Mike is talking to. I'll remind everybody in the chat to keep your comments respectful to me and the other people in the chat. We don't like people who spam the chat or insult me or the other people in the chat. If you have that kind of attitude, you can just take your shit somewhere else. And to the rest of the people who are on my channel, who I enjoy, I'm always happy to see you. Lee Moore is asking how he can be a good student. Well, you can be a good student by coming to class on time every Tuesday at 5 p.m. and raising your hand when you're in class. Is that what you're talking about? Were you in my role play live stream last week, or this week rather? LRHC popping up on my scanner. Let me just check it out briefly. La Rosa. Oh, I think this one can be disastrous. I think I remember this one, and it can be very bad. I'm not even going to look at it. I've seen that one before, and it's quite sneaky. I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to pass. RXT is still pulling back. It's at like 374. And ERNA has a massive wall at $7. I think that's the shorts. I saw them talking about that wall yesterday. I bet it's them again. Let's see. Easy says, I would be in class every day if you were my teacher. I'm sure you would. And you'd be paying very close attention, wouldn't you? I'm not sure if Mike is talking to me or himself, but it's annoying, so I'm just going to hide him. I'm not sure if he's calling himself a piggy. I do have pay pigs, so. But either way, he's not really adding anything to our lives, is he? Sure keeps. Essie tells Mike to shut the F up. How many miles do I walk every day? I usually go for 4 miles, which is about 10,000 steps, in addition to whatever else I'm doing that day. Oh, Constantine, you said your truck. I know you were dealing with the issues at the border, but I didn't realize that you had a truck blown up. That's pretty bad. That's quite scary. I don't know what Ayush is talking about, but he's spamming the same nonsensical thing over and over. So I'm hiding him from the chat. And Jake likes turtles randomly. Okay, well done. Good morning to Bobby. And the other person before him. Your comment was too fast. I missed it. All right. Still watching GLE, ERNA. I don't know what's going to happen with ERNA. Even though it has that good news, it does have a very large wall at $7. I feel like it's going to be a repeat for yesterday, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. Real says stock market going crazy this week. Depends on the stocks you're trading, I guess. Lee Moore says, teacher, I believe I still owe you the coffee you paid for me the other day. I would never pay for a coffee for you, but okay. GLE. Moving up. Let me pull that chart up. Where is it? Okay, so first we got to break 70, 77, which it just did. Now we have to break 72, and then the high is 76. I do think this one still has potential to go to $1 or $1.30. So we'll see what happens. And was that you, Lee Moore? I don't know what the amount was. Let's see. Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Are you sending just for coffee, or are you spinning the wheel, sir? Yusef, if you want to spin the wheel, it's a $5 super chat. I forgot something. Let's get some light. Here we go. Pretty purple. Let's see, 901. Lemore wants to know what happens with the wheel. Well, I spin the wheel, and then there are various tribute amounts on there. Everything's optional. So you can either pay a tribute amount if you land on it, or it sure keeps writing up. It's very annoying. There's other activities on there like CBT, SPH, confession. There's an option for the chat to choose what happens to you. So it's very exciting. That's what happens. I have a dartboard too. The dartboard is just tribute amounts. Am I married? No, I'm not married. All right, GLE looked like it was popping up, and then I just pull back. I'm getting sick of this shit. Poke King says he did the wheel yesterday and it was worth it. He enjoyed it. That was fun, wasn't it? Yes, he got it. He landed on SPH. So we had a little chat about his shrimp. Jay Seminole says, you are pretty. Thank you for that. The hop is on his knees. Perfect. Let's do a kneeling check. Put a K in the chat if you are on your knees right now. Do it now. 55 Drifter is on his knees. Hello to you. Hello to Ed. Aw. 55 Drifter says I look so beautiful. Thank you for that. Larry is on his knees. Jake cannot kneel because he's on the toilet. TMI. Brian is on his knees. Poke King is on his knees. Glenn is 2 seconds away from being timed out. Does that say Let's see from here. I thought it said GIMP. It says GIM or GLAM. Is it an I or an A? I don't know. GIM is on his knees. And Bobby's driving. Definitely don't get on your knees if you're driving. I don't want you to wreck. Does anybody want to answer Mick Dobbs' question? Why would I want people on their knees? Why would I want that? Druz says he can't because he's working. I'm wondering what kind of work you're doing if you're able to listen and watch me. Seminole says he's flying an airplane. Give me a break. Are you really? No, you're not. I think you're making shit up now. Larry says they are kneeling out of respect. And the other answer to that is that you didn't obviously look at my channel. I'm a financial dominatrix, and most of the people in this chat are submissive men. That's why they're kneeling. Why am I doing this? Well, because I like to engage with my chat. I'm day trading and walking, so I might as well. So, Brian, good answer. He says he's kneeling because I said so. That is a good answer. What mile am I on? I just started. Let me see. Let's see. 13 minutes. 0.7 miles. The watch says 0.46. They never agree. Ronnie says you look way better with natural side. I have no idea what that means. Indram says, happy birthday, Mom. No idea what you're talking about. It's not my birthday. My birthday's in January. Very strange. All right, now let's do our daily reading, shall we? That was rhetorical. Today's May 7th. Let's see what I have for you today. Your anti-stress lesson. Now, we should investigate and accept ourselves as nature made us, but realize she also gave us the power to improve ourselves by an anonymous person. Some people wear troubles around their necks like strings of bangles and beads, but troubles are nothing to be proud of or to show off. In fact, they're worthless and usually just weigh you down. Yes, they do. You can get rid of such useless bangles and beads through meditation. No matter what kind of problems you have, communication difficulties, anger, frustration, unresolved issues or emotions, or habitual ways of acting or thinking, meditation can help you. Let them go so you can feel better about yourself. To do so, first identify a problem and write how you feel about it. Ask what your attachment to the problem is and think of reasons why you hang on to it. Then, place the paper in front of you as you sit in a relaxed position with your eyes closed. Breathe deeply until you reach a calm state. Then say this affirmation out loud. I am dropping and dissolving this problem. I no longer believe in it or its power over my life. After repeating the affirmation several times, open your eyes. Then slowly rip the paper into tiny pieces and throw it away. I can get rid of at least one of the troubles I continue to drag around with me. I know I'll feel much better without it. And while that particular thing is a little bit more about using, meditation to rid yourself of problems and stuff like that. I think you don't necessarily need to use meditation, but even just like, I don't know. And the older I get, the more I realize this, that when people are so focused on their problems and issues in life, they keep having more issues. You know what I mean? Like people that complain and bitch about stuff, just never happy. So if you focus on the positive things and you focus on being grateful for the things in life that you do have and that are going well, you're much better off, not just mentally, but also physically, because our mental state does affect our physical health. This is a 100% true fact. Cat Daddy says what you're talking about is very helpful. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm going to give the example of my neighbor. Let me fix my hair. It's bugging me. And my head was a little itchy. There. I have a neighbor right here who he's nice. He's always pleasant to me. I've mentioned him before, but like all he does is bitch about stuff. Every time I talk to him, I went for a walk yesterday and he was outside washing his car or something. And he just had some sod put down. And I said, and he was concerned when they first brought the sod out because it didn't look that great. And he was afraid it was going to croak off. And I told him, no, the grass is looking good. It's looking really green. And his response to me was, yeah, but they need to come and cut it. And it's like, why can't you just be fucking happy about something, man? Every time like I try to say something to him and bring up something, you know, give him a compliment or talk about something positive, it's just always a complaint. And, you know, I'm sure people like him, they don't even realize that they're doing it or the effect it has on him. He has a lot of heart issues. And obviously there's a lot of physical reasons that you're going to have heart issues. But like I said, your mental state, you know, contributes to all that. So if you're constantly bitching, if you're constantly trolling people's live streams and saying negative things, that affects you mentally and physically. So, you know, we do choose our thoughts. And it took me a long time to realize that. You can make a conscious choice to choose the way you're thinking and to think more positively about other people, about yourself, whatever the issue is. But, you know, it's a conscious choice to constantly be complaining and dragging yourself down and other people. And it affects everything in life because I'm not going to lie, like I avoid him at this point because he's never mean to me necessarily, but he's always complaining. And nobody wants to be around somebody that's always complaining about something. You know what I mean? So it's just something to think about. The words that come out of your mouth, you know, people can hear what you say. And it changes maybe the way they think about you, if they want to be around you. A lot of people just don't think about this. So, and in some ways, it's very selfish to just be constantly complaining and dumping your issues and problems onto other people. So, that's my 2 cents. Yes, Psychotic Unicorn says energy spreads, but both negative and positive. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I like to think about the last crossdresser I interviewed, Kay. If you go back and watch that interview, he was just such a very happy and positive person. And he made a comment in that video and he said something along the lines of, things just always work out for me. He said that he's very successful in his job. He makes a lot of money. He has like multiple cars and stuff like that. And that's what he said he said, things just work out for me. And I guarantee you it's because he is a positive person. He has a positive outlook on life. And that's why things work out for him. And people want to be around that energy. They want to be around someone who, you know, and of course things happen in all our lives and we need somebody to talk to about it. But I'm just talking about on a daily basis. Are you constantly bitching about things? Or are you constantly talking about positive things, trying to improve people's lives, trying to improve your own life, talking about things that you're looking forward to? Your mental state makes a huge difference. Yes. The trolls on YouTube could learn a thing or two. Ooh, I'm getting hot. Ronnie says, I watch your YT channel. You look much more pretty without makeup. Okay, well, I do have makeup on right now, so I don't know if you're, you know, if you watched earlier when I didn't have the makeup on. I don't wear a ton of makeup in the morning, so anyway, so. Popcorn says, you are beautiful. Thank you for that. Hello to Jordan. Good morning, my little child. Well, you're not that little, but you're little to me. Rob says he's proud of me for working out. Once again, I don't consider walking on the treadmill a workout. I just try to get 4 miles in every day on the treadmill regardless. And I will do a workout later today. I think I'm probably going to do an interval training workout. You know what? Tomorrow is Friday. We're going to do butt and core tomorrow on the fitness channel. That's what I've decided. Butt and core tomorrow. So maybe I'll do arms. Yeah, I'll do arms and I don't know, handstands or something today. Do I use Apple Fitness? No. I use, well, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. There's some app on my watch. I can't really show it to you. That records the mileage, but it's never accurate. The treadmill says 1.2. The watch says 0.83. So go figure. KK says, can you spin the wheel? Oh, sure. I'll spin the wheel as soon as you send a $5 super chat. Where am I from? I live in Florida. Who else said good morning? Flim. I think that says Flim. Good morning to you. So as far as stocks go, I'm still just watching GLE, ERNA, RMSG, RXT. Everything's just kind of quiet right now. I don't, well, GLE is moving up a little bit, but I don't think things are going to really move much more significantly until the market opens in 15 minutes. So we'll see. Dawn wants to know how old I am. I'm 43. Anthony says he likes me. I know you do. I see all your comments, Anthony. Hello to Soul Legend. Let's see what else. Mostly just watching stocks today. And yep, workout. And then I do have my weekly update this evening at 9 p.m. So I will be live at 9 p.m. for that. I need to edit some videos today. That's going to be kind of my main focus today is editing content, posting content. Chandra says, Mom. Okay. Alive to never broke again. Bloom says, any advice for seeking a Dom? Any advice for anyone seeking a Dom in their life? I mean, I've talked about this many times before, but if you're seeking someone in real life to serve, it can be very difficult. You know, you can go on, I don't know if I can say the platform on here. You guys can type it in the chat if you know it, the one that starts with an F and ends with IF. But that's usually your best bet for meeting someone in person. But we've talked about this many times before. I feel like there's a huge number of male submissives looking for a dominant female, and there's very few dominant females. From what people have told me, it's very hard to find a dominant female to serve in real life. And that's why most submissive men serve professional doms, or they go to professional doms, which means that you pay money to go see them. Hello to Aman. Welcome. Peter says, Goddess, I love your nails. Thank you. I just got them done yesterday. I thought it was going to be a little bit brighter. I'm glad it wasn't. It's kind of nice spring color. And I wore this shirt to match. And my toes match too. So. Yes, Constantine posted the name of the platform I'm talking about in the chat. Ooh, RXT just broke $4. Ooh, RMSG, what in the world just happened? This just had a huge spike. I do have my, let me pause this, my sell position in place. So when it gets to my profit target, it'll close. But my goodness, and RXT is really getting volume. So I'm going to take a small position in RXT since it did break that $4. That's what I was waiting for, as you know. Let's do a small position. How much is that? Yes, that'll be good. Okay, small position RXT. Let's see if I fill. And RMSG just had a huge spike in volume. I almost wonder if I should increase my price target now. Decisions. It was like dead for a while, but that huge volume spike makes me think that this might go higher than I originally anticipated. That's okay. I can always get back in. I'm going to leave the price target as is. I did not fill an RMSG. I don't necessarily want to chase it, but I also want to get in. What to do? It'll probably drop down at the open too. I'm going to increase a hair. There we go. Now I just filled. So we'll see what happens with that one. ERNA probably still has that massive, the massive seller at 7 is gone. So maybe it'll go back up, but they'll probably jump back in when the market opens, I imagine. Capcoon says the user sent $500. If you think I'm stupid, I'm not. And you will get banned if you do stuff like that. Nobody likes people faking sends. It's very pathetic and rude. Very disrespectful. Rob says, how's the weather there? It is hot and humid, like it is every day in Florida, pretty much. Whee! And once again, if you haven't heard me talk about it yet, I am planning a trip in July up the Northeast coast. There might be an opportunity for sessions in Washington, D.C., New York, Maine. Where else am I stopping? I'm thinking about Boston. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do like Charleston or Savannah, Georgia, one of those places, or somewhere around there. I used to live in Savannah for a short time, and I've been to Charleston a couple of times, so I might want to try somewhere new. Yes, it is a $5 super chat if you want to spin the wheel or throw a dart at the dartboard. That's what it is. Let me check my other stream since I switched over to my chats. Okay, now we're good. All right, so 9:21. We have 9 minutes until the market opens. Just go and sent a little star. How adorable. The Hops SoCal says a session question mark. What's the question? We have 8 minutes until the market opens. A session could entail a shopping trip, a cash meet, other types of sessions. You know, most of you know my limits and boundaries. Obviously, I'm not doing anything sketchy, but you can always message me and we can talk about it. RMSG. I'm very curious to see what this one does at the open. There's that turd back at $7 for ERNA. They're really trying to stop it from going over $7, which is incredibly annoying. Matt says, so which one are you, a dom or sub? Wow. Well, if you can't even figure that out, I can't help you. Ilker, it's a little far away for me to read your name. Just joined as a starter slave. Welcome. All right, 7 minutes. We'll see how we go here. Sam Davier is doing strike calls on SQQ. Good luck with that. Good morning, Omar. Ergos something says, what is the psychology of slave-dom relationship? I have many videos about this. You can go watch them. I've talked about this quite frequently. What is my total walking time? Not much so far. I've been kind of hopping on and off a lot. I'm at 1.6 miles, and my watch is very bad at recording my mileage. Watch says 38 minutes, treadmill says 30 minutes. There's always a discrepancy. It is what it is. Let me get rid of some of these people. Brennan says, my goddess, I hope you have a great day. I love being here. I thank you for everything. You're welcome, Brennan. Always good to have you. I'm just reading through the comments here and banning a bunch of people. Kristen says, greetings from Chile, South America. Greetings to you. Welcome. Goddess of what? Of men. Duh. Akil. I do. All my links are in my bio. WT, you can message me on any of my platforms. Once again, all my links are in my bio. And I also have email, which is on my main page as well. Hello to Sandu. The Hop Skull is, SoCal is out. Thank you for being you, he says. You're welcome. Thanks for joining, as always. Joe says, what state are you in? I'm in North Carolina. I'm currently in Florida. I just mentioned that I will be doing a road trip up the East Coast in July. So North Carolina might be one of the places I'm stopping, or Virginia. I'm not sure yet. I haven't solidified some of the places yet. Rob says, I have gorgeous hair. Thank you for that. Just hiding a few people on the channel who are rude and have nothing better to do than to come insult me and other people. I hope things get better for you guys. It's going to be such a lonely, pathetic life to just go around to people's live streams and troll. It really speaks a lot to your mental health, and I hope it gets better for you. Fishlock says, Virginia, for sure, go there. I haven't been to Virginia before, so definitely at the top of the list. All right, we're getting a lot more people in the chat here, so I'm going to switch to subscriber only mode so we can try to root out some of these trolls. And Ken just messaged me. He said he'll be joining us about 30 minutes. So we might be doing another live dream here shortly. And it's such a shame that some of the people here will never be able to comment or participate in my channel ever again because they can't control themselves and they can't help but be nasty little turds. It's really sad. It's unfortunate. I love chatting with people on my channel and I'd love to have a conversation with them and be able to interact with them, but You know, if you have nothing but nasty shit to say, then I don't want to hear it. Some dude says, I'm covered in a bunch of small hairs. We all are, dear. I don't know if you knew this, but that's what makes you a mammal. All right, we have 2 minutes until the stock market opens. We are in subscriber only mode, so hopefully some of these low lifes that have nothing better to do can go somewhere else and harass someone else. Let's continue with walking. Whee! And I will be on the lookout. Actually, let me make sure my volume is on. That's how I know Ken is there, because I will hear a ding when he enters the room. Like I said, Ken is quite enamored with me. He's quite addicted, and he only became my sub yesterday. So he's in a lot of trouble. All right, we have the stock market opening in 14 seconds. I'm watching GLE, RXT, ERNA, RMSG, and ELPW. So got a lot of stuff going on here. Let me see what you're saying here. Joe says, I like chatting with you. I'll be nice and you won't have any problems out of me. Good. Glad to hear that. Brandon is out. Have a wonderful day. I am watching. I'm going to pause the treadmill for a second so I can give my full attention to the stocks that I'm in right now so I don't, lose money and whatnot. Poke King says he's so happy he's subscribed. That's right. You get to participate. The rest of the turds don't. Yeah, here we go. ERNA dropping like a rock. Let me see what my position is in that. Let me move some of my sell orders here. Did it just halt? No. Good. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Watching everything, and usually when the market opens, things are gonna drop a little bit. We'll see if they rebound. Constantine says, well, after that one guy, he said he was dating you in New York, then he switched up to incest. You acted like I hit him too hard, so I was backing up. What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking to me? What guy? Okay, GLE is moving up. It didn't quite reach my sell order. So let me go to that chart. GLE. I do need to close some of these positions. I shouldn't have gotten in so many stocks right off the bat. It is what it is. I sure hope ERNA comes around. I just feel like that stock has a lot of potential. Oh, good. I just filled on GLE. I just closed part of my position in that one for profit. I still have quite a large position in there, though. Mr. Waldo sends a $4.99 super chat and says, keep up the good old work. Thank you for that. Joe says, I want to learn more about stocks. I'm willing to learn. Well, I have a whole playlist here on the channel, and you can go check it out if it's something that you want to learn. Obviously, I trade a very particular style that doesn't appeal to everyone. You have a lot of people coming in this chat and bashing me for my style of trading, and I really don't care. If they want to trade futures, options, whatever, and that works for them, great. Doesn't mean I have to trade your style. Whatever works for you. All right, I am going to close GLE. It reached my stop loss. One second, let me just 66, 9, Oh, now it's coming back up though. Things change so quickly. Poke King says, not sure why so many people in chat or cornballs. I discovered this page scrolling one day and I'm hooked. Love that. Joe says, awesome. I'm glad I found your channel. Well, you guys are always welcome. I love grateful people, but you know, a lot of people are just want attention. You know, maybe they didn't get enough from their mommy and daddy, and they'll take negative attention over anything. So that's basically what I think it is for most people, is they just want attention. So I try not to give it to them. Sometimes I can't resist though. You know, my dog is very feisty and I think he gets it from me. I do have a little feisty streak in me, in case you hadn't noticed. Goddess, you have a marker and a duster on that wheel stand? Yes. Why do you ask? ZVIA just popped up on my scanner. I don't know anything about it, and I've got my eyes on too many other things to worry about it. He just noticed. Yes, it came with a marker and a little eraser thingy. It did. All right, GLE just came back up. It got rejected at 74.43. So I don't know if I want to risk it going back above that. I think I'm going to take another position out for some profit. Let's see. 1,300 shares. Let's sell 700. I was freaked out for a second. I thought this said 30 cents instead of 70, and I was like, what? Okay, 71. Let's do 72. And sell. Confirm. All right, ERNA is coming back up. Let's see if we still have that $7 seller. I don't see it. Wait, what's this? Oh yeah, it is there. Oh yeah, it's still there. 15,000 shares at $7. Those turds. Oh wait, confirm. RMSG is dropping. Level 2 doesn't look that great. We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna have to lower some of these so that I fill. Let's do 694 and 698. There we go. All right. Just trying to close some of my positions to make a little profit. Let's see, that might be Ken. Ah, yes, it is. He says he needs to reload, but he'll come back in 30 minutes. Okay, well, I usually sign off at 10. I'll stick around for a couple extra minutes, but you better hurry your ass up. Larry says super chat. Oh, thank you. Poke King. You know, right at 9:30, I'm watching the stock market because I don't want to lose money, but we can do super chat. Let me just check. Hold on, let me check something really quick. Oh shoot. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check our XT. No, that one's coming back up. So we're gonna hold off on that one. RMSG is the one I'm gonna close out. Let me cancel that order. And oops. All right, we're just gonna give everything a minute. I'll spin the wheel. All righty. Oh, it's way back here. Okay. Ah, another spin. You get another trout. Another spin, and again. What's wrong with my wheel? Ah, it's getting wobbly. There. Okay, you landed on $25. $25 tribute, sir. And I think I'm gonna sit down for a couple minutes because I want to keep an eye because I have so many positions open right now. So we're gonna take a little break from the treadmill. I'm regardless gonna come back to it later. But we're gonna chill out for a minute. We're gonna chill. And let me see the angle of this camera. There. Okay, that's better. Good morning, Omar. Just stretching my back a little bit. Ugh. All right, RMSG. I might get out of this crap. I'm really disappointed. I thought this would do better. Truly, it had some good action right before the open, but it's kind of pissing me off now. Thankfully, it is my second smallest position. So I'm going to close it. Poke King says it goes from 20 to 50. So this is for all the extra spins. You mean the extra spins that you already got, or you want to do more spins? What is it, sir? Oh, that's not what I want. I want chat. There we go. Mm-hmm. Omar is sending a bunch of little cartoon thingies. Yeah. Just saying says, Jordan, calm down. She sees the chat. Yes, I do see it. Okay. Poke King says, since he got extra spins, you didn't have to pay for those spins though, because that's what you landed on. Silly. But he's all spent for today's chat budget. Okay, fair enough. I respect that. I'm still watching all the stocks I'm in. GLE, RXT, ERNA, RMSG, ADMA just popped up on my chat, but I've got a full plate, so I don't even care. Omar says extra spins. Well, every time I spun the wheel, he ended on plus spin, so that's why I was spinning it again. I think you landed on it twice, maybe. Jordan is trying to push Poke King to do another spin, and we are not pushing Poke King because he already said he's done. I don't ever know if I say that Poke King, or Poke King. It makes me think of a Poke Bowl because I like Poke Bowls, so that's why I'm calling you Poke King. I do love a good Poke Bowl. Yes. Yeah. Angle you down a little bit. Yeah, Jordan. Just saying the same. Just saying is saying. Why don't you do a spin if you're so trying to pressure Poke to do a spin? That's a good point. Philippe says, can you own me, please? Are you the same one that was asking me yesterday if I can own you? Because I'm going to give you the same answer that I gave you yesterday. And the answer to that is, why would I own you if you haven't even sent my initial tribute, if I've never even interacted with you before, and I know nothing about you? That's a very strange thing to say. You were not the same person. Okay, well, that's good because I just had somebody ask me that yesterday. I don't understand why somebody I've never interacted with before is going to tell me that they want to be owned by me. You haven't done a session. You haven't even sent my initial tribute. Like, it's a very weird thing to say. And you should know that. And now you do. All right, I'm getting the hell out of RMSG. I'm tired of this shit. Good day. Taking a small loss there. It is what it is. Such is life. And ERNA is dropping. I'm concerned that this might end up like it ended up yesterday, where it was getting thrashed by, I don't know, dilution, short sellers. I'm not quite sure. But it is not looking very good. I did already make profit on it, but I wanted more, of course. Omar, I have no idea what you're talking about, who you're talking to, but you're being a little annoying. You're getting warned. You're on thin ice, sir. Joe is just having a good old time laughing at, I don't know, what I'm saying or people in the chat. Omar doesn't understand how he could possibly be annoying. You were to comment and it says tired with weird faces and question marks. I don't know if you're asking me if I'm tired or you're saying that you're tired. You're just not really making any sense, my friend. If you're going to type a comment, make it worth reading. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. Hello, Chandra and Elena. Welcome. And Leo. Welcome. Elena says, good morning, goddess. You have a glow about you today. Market did great yesterday. Well, don't worry. It's not a pregnancy glow. It would take a miracle from God for it to be that. Do I have a camera? 2. I am currently streaming on 3 platforms. So I guess you could say yes. I do. Indeed. Glass says, hell yeah, don't take no S off nobody. I don't. I don't. It's true. Drink some water. I have a feeling ERNA is coming back up just to be shot down again. So I think I'm going to politely excuse myself from this stock. Let me cancel my orders. Oh, wait. No, I don't want to cancel that. CHSN and POM just popped up on my scanners. What's my price that I'm at? Oh, that's not good. So we'll see what happens. Jose says, I meant camera 2 as in another angle. Like I said, I'm streaming off 2 different platforms, so those have different angles. I don't quite know how else to answer your question. Akil says, where do you stream except here? I don't know if I can mention that because platforms don't like you to discuss other platforms. But I have a live stream schedule that's posted on some of my other social media. And I need to update it actually because I've added another platform since then. WT says, Goddess looks tired, but looks pretty. I'm not very tired today. And in general, I wouldn't recommend telling a woman she looks tired. It's not. Isaac says, make it clap. No, but I'm going to put you in timeout for that comment. You were on the wrong channel for that, sir. You have 1 minute in timeout. I don't care if you send a super chat or not. It's rude. All right, ERNA is coming back up, but we still have this large seller at $7. So I don't know if it's going to go above that. It will take probably a miracle from God. Leo says, can you count down from 10 to 0? Why should I? What have you done for me? I don't recall you sending a donation or a tribute. So no, I don't just do what I'm told. I'm not your monkey. I'm not your toy here for you to play with. You're my toy. So once you get that straight and you start sending, Then maybe I'll think about counting down. Yes, Glass City Gamer says that timeout cost him $2. It sure did. Well, hopefully he learns his lesson. Once again, if you are saying inappropriate comments about my body in the chat, that will qualify you for a timeout. And if you continue to do it, you will be banned from speaking on my channel. I don't like it. You don't speak to me like that. If you want to talk to people like that, then go on some adult platform and talk to somebody with a little bit less IQ than me. Yes, it was a big waste of $2. Okay, Ken says he'll be back just after 10. Usually I sign off at 10, but you know, it was a pretty fun drain with Ken yesterday, so I guess I'll stick around for a little bit. Mazdark says, don't hurt me, don't make me. Don't make me do that. Joan says, you have stolen my heart. Beautiful. That's great, but don't call me beautiful. You can call me goddess or goddess Fiore. That's it. I don't want to hear babe, beautiful, honey, any of that crap. Jordan says, why do people spread negativity? We're all human. We'll die eventually. Why can't we live a short but happy, positive life? Well, unless you are like these people, then you don't understand where they're coming from. Generally speaking, most people who are nasty and hurtful act that way because they were hurt. And, there's the saying that hurt people hurt other people. And that's usually what the problem is. And I hate to say this, but some people are just evil. So, unfortunately, just evil, not raised right, didn't get enough attention from their mommy, lots of reasons. All right, GLE is crashing like, I don't know, but it is crashing. So we're going to get the hell out with a quickness. Run away. And then as soon as I say that, it starts coming back up. I don't know. How annoying. Oops, wrong end. There we go. Put the charger in. Okay, let's do 617. And we will we should just do the whole position, but whatever. We're gonna do that. TRDA just popped up on my scanner. And let me see what you guys have to say. Yes, Glass City says negative begets negative and misery loves company. I was just talking about this earlier. You missed that whole conversation. It is very true. Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes, I stream Monday through Friday. Holy crap. I gotta close some positions here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, filled on that one. Let's get a fill down here. Hold, please. I'm going to address that comment in just a minute. I am trading right now, so you do not get my undivided attention. You get my divided attention. That one we're going to leave open. RXT. We're going to get rid of that one. Crap. Okay. Things did not go as planned today. That is for sure. I was expecting much different movement after the bell opened today. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. I'm closing most of my positions right now. ERNA might have more movement later on, but there's that huge seller at $7. Like I said, I did see somebody talking about yesterday that they'd be shorting that stock at $7. So that's probably what's going on. And let me see what orders I go away, you stupid notification. Mm, and this D5. Okay. And okay, so let's sell all that. Okay, so we're just out of everything. Except one. I'm in still in my swing trade ELPW. And I'm at 5% profit. Okay. So anyways, where were we? Yes, we were talking about annoying people who have nothing better to do than to come around in chat rooms and harass and insult. And like I said, they're just seeking attention that people never gave them, or they're just somebody hurt them and they need to hurt other people to make themselves feel better. I can't relate, but you know, I'm not here to put up with it either. So, and I know that generally the best thing to do is to ignore people like that, because when you give them attention, that's exactly what they're looking for, and they'll just keep doing it. But sometimes I just can't help myself. Sometimes I can't resist the urge. If there's anybody I do enjoy bullying, it's bullies, to be honest. Oh, Joe says, your channel has me stuck. I haven't wanted to leave, and it's a good thing. How cute. That's adorable. Of course, as soon as I dump all my shares in ERNA, then it's coming back up. But I still think there's going to be that wall. Same thing with RXT. This happens all the time, but it is life. There's nothing you can do about it. But it is very frustrating that as soon as that I'm holding a stock for a period of time, and then as soon as I freaking sell it, then it starts moving. Very frustrating. Matt says just block them. Well, it's easier said than done, especially when there's a shit ton of them. And I don't have enough fingers that move fast enough to block all of them. It's easy for you to say that in your position because you're not in my position. You don't see what I'm seeing. So, just saying. Good morning, unknown writer. Welcome. And Jordan says, can you please read the comment I wrote earlier? Jordan, look, you can see that I'm trading with money. So obviously my priority is making sure that my trades are not losing money. I have said many, 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 many times on my channel, if you are desperate for my attention, that you can always put a super chat with your comment. Otherwise, you should never expect me and feel entitled for me to read every comment that you write. Yes, Just Saying says, put it in a super chat, Jordan. She isn't going to give you attention for free. Yes, and you should, some people are going to get mad at me for saying this, but you should consider yourself lucky that I'm here interacting with you for free at all, because generally, if people reach out to me, not generally, but if people reach out to me directly, they have to send me a $50 tribute to even speak to me. Okay. And I'm not going to tell you how much I charge per minute for a video call because, well, I don't want to, but it's a lot. So do not demand my attention. That will just piss me off. Brightest Future says, is this comedy? Sometimes. Life is comedy, isn't it? Right? Poke King says, yes, very true. Time is valuable. Yes. And there's nothing worse than somebody who expects or demands my time for nothing. That is incredibly insulting. I had somebody, Where was it? Let me see if I can find it. I don't mean to laugh, but it was funny. This guy's message. Let me see if I can find it. Oh shoot, I just remembered I forgot to send Huggy the questions today. I need to do that later today. Hold on one second. I'm gonna take another. I'm gonna try to take another trade in RXT. This is probably a bad idea, but we're gonna give it a small position. Shoot, there. Glass City says time and effort is not free. Exactly. Even when I worked in clubs, I would have, I told you I don't do bad stuff in private rooms like a lot of people do, obviously. But and I mostly worked day shifts, and the majority of the money that I made was literally from sitting and talking with people. Because, you know, some people have to pay for that. It is what it is. If you could go chat with a pretty girl somewhere for free, by all means, but I'm not here to expend my time and energy for free. That's just not what I'm interested in. Crap, I didn't fill. I thought I had filled. Damn it. I may have lost my chance. Things are not working out for me today when it comes to stocks. It is what it is. Eugene wants to send me a message. Well, I sure hope he included tribute with that message, otherwise I'm not reading it. Case in point. Literally, if someone messages me directly on any of my platforms, my response is going to be to send tribute. So why waste your time? Tree Crew says, are you in Vegas? Because I feel like I know you. No, I'm in Florida. Other side of the country. What are we talking about today? We've been talking about lots of things. I'm currently trying to day trade. It's not going very well. I may shut it down here shortly at this rate. I'm also waiting for Ken to come back. I think he's going to do another drain. So if you hang around long enough, you will see what a live drain looks like. Financial drain. Jeff knows my mom. Really? What's her name? Tree used to live in Ocala. I believe I've driven through there. I think that's inland somewhere. I'm thirsty. Steven is on his knees. Perfect. I love a good obedient slave where I don't even have to say, you just know. That's my kind of slave, to be honest. I don't even have to say a thing. You already know what to do. Those are the best kind of slaves. Who's Ken? Ken is a financial submissive on one of my adult platforms who did a financial drain yesterday. And after the drain, he was messaging me, and he's messaging me again today because I guess he wants to come back for more. So we're waiting for him to show his face, so to speak. Poke King has been kneeling the whole time. I know you have, because you're a good boy. Oh, hold on. Okay. Can we just have some continuation for the love of God? RXT. Can you just keep going for a change instead of like pulling back? There we go. Finally. All right, now I sell for my baby profit. There he is. I see you, Ken. Welcome back. Let us proceed. The rest of you turds, put a super chat or donation if you want my attention. More. Hold on, I'm gonna take another trade. This is called multitasking, people. We're gonna do, let's do that many. Ken, I need you to tell me how pathetic you are for me. And how you came crawling back after yesterday because you needed this. Let me hear it. He's probably too excited to type properly. Here he is. He's obsessed. He always comes back to me. Yes, I know. Again. And what are you staring at today? Are you staring at my new nails or my hair? What are you looking at? Tell me. And then we're going to do a little snap and send. Ken is not on this platform. He's on a different platform, but you can probably hear his cha-ching. He's looking at my eyes, but now that he mentioned he's looking at those other things too. Okay, well, you're going to be sending for it all. Go. Again. Again. Good boy. Ken is in love with my hair, my eyes, and probably my sassy personality. Isn't that true? Right? And this pink on my nails is especially sassy today, isn't it? Go. More. I'm just feeling really greedy today, especially because my trades did not work out how I wanted to today. Even though, oops, I still have a trade open. We should probably close that. So that means you're going to suffer. Go. Although he doesn't really consider it suffering. He loves it. Ken, tell me how much you love this. Tell me. Faster. Don't be slow. He loves everything about me. I know. Go. That's better. I can't help but help you make any shortfall. That's right. Exactly. My loss, and you're going to pay for it. Go. Yes. Because, and I hope you loaded enough today. Did you? I hope you put enough on your account today. Because I don't want you to make me wait. I don't like waiting, and I am demanding. Go. Ken, tell me in the chat if are you a loser? I'm just wondering how much of a loser you are. Or maybe you're just a loser for me. He's thinking. He's thinking about, oh. He says, yes, goddess, I'm always a loser for you. You always win. Yes, you are. That's what you are right there. A big L. Go. I was about to say, you're very slow today. You need to work on your speed. Probably slow at some other things too, aren't you? I bet you are. Again. It's more than $1, Jordan. More. I'm very greedy today, and Ken's going to pay for it. That only seems fair, right? So I think he should go again. Again. Now, Ken, If you were here right now, would you be my footstool? I'm just wondering. Tell me how much you want to be my footstool. I need to know. And Ken, lots of people are encouraging you right now. They say, keep going, Ken. Ken is the man. And he says, of course, I would be anything you wanted. Really? You know, you should be careful what you say because a girl like me is going to take advantage of that. You know that, right? Yes, I will. I will take lots of advantage of that. I don't know if I have bits set up. I have donations set up on that platform. Color Papillion. Oh, I know you. I recognize your name. Hello to you. Ken just sends me a bunch of heart faces. I'm greedy today. I need more. More. Ahmad says, are you talking to your boyfriend? Ken wishes he was my boyfriend, don't you? I want Ken to beg to be my boyfriend. Yes, so bad, he says. Again, Ken's not good enough to be my boyfriend. It would cost him a lot of money to be my boyfriend. And even then, I probably still would deny him. More. Yes, it's all for me. He's my property, is the correct word. His words, not mine. He is my property. I would put a collar on him and lock him in a cage and then step on him. And he would ask me for more, wouldn't he? More. Ken has no chance. This is true. More. Ken already has a girlfriend, by the way. He says, yes, goddess. That's better. Tell me how bad you want it. I need to hear you begging because you don't sound pathetic enough. I never had a chance when it comes to you. That's right. More. I want you more than anything. I know. I know you do. He's empty. You're empty inside. That's what you are. But also his account's probably empty. Well, if you reload, I'll be here. Or maybe I won't. It's time to go eat breakfast. Collar Papillion is asking why there's no bits at the bottom of this other platform. And my answer is because I probably haven't set it up yet. I barely set up the donation button, okay? I'm a little behind with this platform, and I'm still learning it. It's a little confusing for me. Let me go back to the top here. Ken's still here, but he's empty. So, Ken, are you reloading or are you just lurking now? I have to burp. And now I have to sneeze. Everything all at once. Oh, Chris, I love how you think. Ken, Chris says that I should make you dress in your girlfriend's clothes. That's brilliant. We're a smart man. So Ken, Ken is trying to decide whether he can reload, but probably not. It's just hard for him to look away. I know it is. I know it is. Well, you've got lots of encouragement. Poke King says you did good. You did good. You did good. I would say that you could do better though. So, um, you know, I'm going to be disappointed in you if that's all you got for me today. But, you know, just one of your many shortcomings, I guess. One of your many shortcomings. Hello to Tam Tam. Tam Tam. That's kind of fun to say. Motherfucker, Erna. Stupid stock. What did I say? I sold too early and now it's coming back up. Fucking figures. King subscribed my channel just to say, Ken, he's disappointed in you. Findom on YT is wild. Well, he's not on YT, so Oh, did you get my meter to 1K? Let me see. Oh, you did. Yes, you did. I'm at 1K now. Good job. But you can still do better, okay? Don't pat yourself on the back yet. You need to reload. And maybe I need to reset the meter. Did we just break $7 on Erna? Are you shitting me? Oh, I'm so pissed right now. All right, I guess I'm going back and Erna. It was so stupid. I'm so pissed about this. That wall finally gave way on Erna. But it'll probably just drop back down. Hola, everyone, 90. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, too. Crap. I'm missing my chance on Erna. I just want to get in. Let me in. Let me in. What did I say? As soon as I sold Erna, I knew this was going to happen. Anyways, I'm getting back in now. I might be too late. Owen, you're late. You think you can just come in my chat late? Rude. Garrett says, I love you too. I never said I loved you. I don't know who you are, Garrett. Oh. Ken says he likes my arms and my armpits. He's discovering something new that he likes about me every minute, I guess. He has to reload at least to subscribe. Yes, you do. Well, when you reload, I'm back. I'm here. Now, I have to scroll all the way down to see your messages. So if you want to get my attention, you can do another cha-ching. That's how you get my attention. Everyone 90 says day trading and findom. Motherfucker. Fuck. I knew better. Erna just dropped like a rock. This is very frustrating. Not happy about it. Oh, gosh. Guess I didn't learn my lesson. Owen says, yes, I'm a busy man and I make an appearance when I can. Okay, well, you're usually here on a regular basis, so I didn't know if maybe you were distracted. Tristan, I am having a good day. Good to see you. All right, well, if King's going to be rude, he can go elsewhere. And who was it that said he agreed with him? Because you're about to get banned from the channel as well. Where'd you go? Jordan says you made 1K from one stream. No, to be honest, I already had money in that account. He just brought it up to 1,000. And I agree with Poke King about the undergarments. I concur. Yes. Let's see if Ken has anything else to say for himself. No, he knows he needs to reload to speak. We'll see if he comes back. And we have Greed lurking in my chat. If you lurk on the adult platform, you're going to get kicked. So, Greed, you have 1 minute to send, or you're going to be removed. You've been warned. We give him 1 minute. Owen is funny. Owen has a great sense of humor. Thomas says adult platforms. The fuck? Well, I'm sorry if you can't figure out what that means. Oh, we have 2 Irishmen in the chat? That means trouble. That sounds like trouble. That sounds like a lot of trouble, actually. And no fighting, because I know Irish people like to fight, don't you? Or is that just when you're drunk? Yeah. Owen says real Irish or American Irish. Yes, there is a difference. All right. On this note, today's Thursday. I'm going to have my weekly update at 9 p.m. Eastern time this evening, 9 to 10 p.m. And I will be back tomorrow between 8 and 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. And Thomas, why are you asking stupid questions when you could just Google this crap? You know. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I will be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 to 10 a.m. Like I said, this evening as well. And then we are also having a special live stream tomorrow around 4 p.m. with Casey, who is the psychologist that I live streamed with a couple weeks ago. And then there was a high demand to have her back on the channel. So she is returning and she will answer your questions. And we're going to talk about my car washing sub. I have a sub who has a kink for car washes. I wanted to interview him. I think he's going to puss out on the interview, but we're still going to talk about the psychology behind maybe why he has this rather strange kink. It's quite interesting. So we're going to talk about that in detail. That'll be at 4 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. Always Eastern time for all my times because I'm in Florida, obviously. So Owen says 2 beauties for the price of 1. Well, not exactly because most of you aren't paying anything, but you should be. Anywho, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will be back 9 p.m. this evening.